Hey guys, Leona here with Empowering Wellness, starting my interview series with Tina, my marketing guru. I am going to be sharing to my Empowering Wellness group because we have been getting everybody in Empowering Wellness that wanted to come up and share their stories about what they're passionate in and what their passion projects to come forward and be able to enjoy our getting to know our members beyond the bio. So, the bio with Tina is she is my amazing marketing queen and guru. And Christina is a veteran web designer with over 20 years of experience working professionally in the field since the mid. Let me see. Send invite. Getting her connected. Adding. Just hit accept. Yay, there we
Hey,
go. Welcome, my dear.
okay, so I
All right. So let's
maybe
continue with your bio. So right now, Tina is a veteran web designer with over 20 years of experience working professionally in the field since the mid 2000s. Her experience has been recognized through her contributions to HTML and CSS courses and publications. Most notably, the HTML5 cookbook published O'Reilly. She founded Dream Forage in 2024, where she combines her love for building websites with her desire to drive positive change. So, welcome, my
thank
dear. I know that you have been
you.
driving positive change for myself and my business. This woman here is all of the things that you see. So, all of my graphics, my website, when you buy products, you go to my website, you click the link. She made all the clickable, usable, all the things that is in mine. And so she has been an amazing personal assistant and marketing guru and website designer. She's originally who created my website and has been maintaining it and being able to have all of the magic happen. So I'm so excited to interview you tonight and to share with the world beyond the bio of Tina. So welcome, my dear.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm still trying to get set up here. So I was trying to do it on my computer, but I think maybe it was because I was trying to do it on my computer and I didn't see any way to join. But then when I tried it on my phone, it worked. So,
Awesome. Well, the
right.
great thing is you're here. The interesting thing when it goes into it, it splits you in half, so you kind of have to put your screen back so you can see all of your face in it.
I'm
And
trying to.
then, as we know, we download these for all of you that are following along. I download them up into YouTube. Well, I don't. She does. She's the magic behind it. So I download them and give them to her. Then she puts them onto the platform. So you'll be able to see all of these live interviews with all of my guests on my YouTube channel of Empowering Wellness, which is really exciting. And I'm just so excited to be able to share with the world what you do besides all the magic you do for me. I know that you do lots of other things. So, welcome, my dear.
Thank you. I'm excited here.
Yeah. So, tell me, beyond the bio, what is it that you do? How do you serve people?
Okay. So fundamentally I design websites. That's kind of like at the basic level what I do, but it involves a lot of things. And as you know, like for you, I do a lot of other things besides just the website. So yeah, so I'm a website designer. I've been into website design since websites were a thing, since like 2000, like I was into it like way back when. So yeah, so I've been designing websites for over 20 years and probably professionally for maybe 10 or so. Um, and and I've kind of I've the past couple years I've been trying to transition more into less of just um, go you know coming to a client and being like, okay, what do you want on your website? Give me everything you want to add to it and I'll build it for you, make something pretty. And I'm trying to transition more into a consulting role. so so I found that well, first of all, I've tended to have sort of imposter syndrome, which which I've I've always kind of wondered, am I really fit to do this? And are people really going to pay money for this and all this sort of stuff? So I've always kind of let the client sort of take the lead. But the more I'm doing it, the more I'm realizing I really know a lot more than I give myself credit for. And I think really the clients, they don't really want to be doing all that stuff. They don't necessarily want to be writing sales copy and trying to figure out like what kind of pages they want on their website and what technologies they need. So I'm trying to more take the lead. And this is tough for me because it's not really my personality, but I'm trying to take more of a lead and guiding the client into um, uh, figuring out what they need and like doing the whole thing for them. So
Yes. And so that's what's so great about business is we get to evolve our business as we see a need in the industry, a need in our clients. And so, learning in the coaching program that I am, we have our four voices. We have the inner critic, the inner ego, the inner child, and our intuition. And what we hope to be is thinking and being in our intuition, but sometimes our inner critic voices that will come out that in that imposter syndrome. And we have to quiet that and go, no, what I know that I know that I know is that I know how to help people. I know how to get the information, consult with them, see what they're actually, wanting to have. And then you're offering a service that's providing not only the actually website building, but the whole creativity process, because not everybody is designed to think in that creative process. And I know that that's one of your geniuses, is actually getting what's in my mind, what I want out into the world, into pretty pictures and formats and layers and systems. And not everybody's a thinker like that. And we need to have someone that has the genius that can get the big picture and then put it into the system. So yes, it's great. And it's so amazing as a business owner to see that need and re-evolve it so that you're consulting as well as developing. And then basically then you get to handhold them with however much that they need to do and be supported through the process of building it, which I
yeah,
personally love the handholding. So I appreciate that.
yeah, I'm coming to realize that it's really a better experience for the client because I think it makes them feel good if you come in and say, hey, look, let's talk about what you need and I will get this all set up for you. I'll give you a little questionnaire, kind of let's talk about your business, what you need, and I'll kind of take you from start to finish. And I think
And
that that's what most clients probably want. They don't necessarily want to be writing this stuff and figuring all that out because they don't really,
because
it's not their.
most of the time that's not their genius, right? Their genius is whatever's on the other side of that, website that they're trying to do, whatever their service is. And so that's amazing, is that you get to serve the people trying to serve the people. And so
Yeah,
that's what's so amazing, is you get to be the driving force that allows all of us that have these messages to get them out there, but with your messaging and your language and your genius and your knowledge. So that's amazing. So tell me a little bit personally about your family dynamic. How has your family helped you, taught you some things, been part of this whole journey as an entrepreneur in the world today?
yeah. So this, yeah, I saw this question ahead of time that you had prepared, and it was like one of the more dreaded questions because I really didn't know how to answer it. But um, my family, so I'm married. I have a 13-year-old. We're all very close knit, and like my husband works from home, and my kid, he goes to public school now, but he was going to. We were homeschooling for a while, so we're very close knit. We get along really well. Very non-confrontational. Like we're all very non-confrontational people, so we hardly ever fight, but that's sometimes to our detriment. My husband is also very creative. He's a graphic designer, so we actually work really well together. So I kind of drug him into my new business. So he's also going to be working at, doing some copywriting and some graphic design for me in the business. So we work really well together and we're very good at supporting each other. So he has his creative projects. He's really into thrifting and making music, and he's also a novelist. Like he's like super creative. So I think that's to our benefit because we both understand the need to have our creative projects. And
Yes, absolutely. So how amazing and how blessed to have such a supportive husband and someone who's also creative and can understand your mind and how it works and the thinkings of it, and can kind of be, cohesively working with you now, especially on this, bigger consulting projects and the more creative outlets of it. So that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. And it also is helpful because we both kind of understand the need to have creative outlets. So a lot of times my husband will get in these modes where he's got to create something, and he's like in the weeds, like like holed up, like working on a new album or something. And I have, I have to be really understanding and know that he needs this and
Mm-hmm.
he needs to kind of thing, and I need to do my thing sometimes. And I think it's really good that we support each other in that way.
Absolutely. So, what are some of the things that you're passionate about? Some of the creative outlets that you do? What are some of the ways that you tap into your own creativity and passions personally?
So it's a hard question because in a lot of ways I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of personal, like creative projects. So um, one thing that me and my husband are doing now is he's like super into thrifting and traveling. So, and I love doing, the website stuff and all that. So we decided to put together a blog called Wander Thrift, where we'll go out and travel to different places and go to thrift stores in the locations that we visit and talk about the things that we find. So that's something that we're starting
Oh,
and we're figuring out.
that's so fun.
Yeah.
So, if anybody else that's listening or have any questions and like thrifting, we're going to be putting the link in of where your blog is into the comments, and of course your website for them to do it. So, if you guys want to follow along in the journey, that's so fun. We'll put those comments down in the live afterwards on where they can see your blog. That's so awesome.
It's not live yet, so
Okay,
we're still kind of, but I can give you all the link and maybe put a little a thing up there where you guys could join a mailing list or something.
that would be
So that
perfect. Perfect. Because you guys know that she's the one that created my mailing list and the links for it, and have do every Wellness Wednesday for me email. So, yes, let's do the same thing for you, for your followers, creating a way for them to stay in touch with you. So, and so tell me, what are some of the passion projects that you're working on for your actual work? Like, is there a new program that you're launching or a special that you could offer? What would be one of your passion projects that you're launching out now for the collective to be able to take advantage of?
oh gosh. Well, when I was thinking about offering your collective, if that's something that would benefit them, would be kind of a consultation for their website. So something that's no pressure, where I'm not necessarily trying to sell my services, but just like, would you like me to look over your website and give you some suggestions, how you can improve, things like that. So I was going to offer that.
I
Um,
love that.
sort of consultation, and again, it would be, just no, it's not like I'm trying to like push my services. It's
But if they're in need of your services, you would be available to be able to help them if there was some changes that they were wanting to make. Because I know that a lot of my healer friends and people that are starting retreats and doing businesses, this is not their genius. So they need help and supporting of the website or web page, or if there's a new passion project that they're working on, you could consult them and be able to figure out a way to be able to help. So there's no pressure, and there would be an ability to possibly help them and serve them in a way. So I love that, a
yeah,
nice connection call
yes,
and offering to see if there's anything that could be of service for them from you.
yeah,
Yay, I love that. Connection calls like I'm doing. If you want spiritual connection calls and seeing if my programs work, connect with me. If you need website design and hand holding and creating marketing and getting a new vibe on it, because it's always good to change up the vibe. If you've evolved as a practitioner and you're adding in new things, you want your website to reflect your new certifications, your new vibes, your new knowings. So it's a great way if like maybe it just needs a little like, website facelift. I don't know if that's a thing, but put it out
yeah.
there. So the clients that you serve, besides besides the ones that are not wanting to do all the things, is there like a niche that you just love working with people that are helping other people, or it doesn't really matter what their business is? Are you open to helping all people in all forms, or is there a niche that you prefer? Is there something that
Yes. So I mean, I'm open to helping anyone. I'm, how do I word this? I like being a force for good in the world. So I love the idea of working with people that are doing good things. So part of my business is, well, the main crux of my business is trying to create sustainable websites. So I wanted my I wanted my business to sort of be grounded in my values. So 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 part of uh, part of my aim is to create websites um, that are sustainable. And what that means is, like, a lot of people don't think that digital products have like
a
a
carbon footprint?
but they do. That mean they have to run on servers, and those servers take up a lot of energy. And then there's energy that's used when transferring data back and forth. So any way that you can make the website smaller, more efficient, clean coding, all of those things, make it more sustainable. And if we do that on a bigger, on a big scale, it can really, really make a difference. So like currently digital products are take up like 6% of the of the energy needs of the world, and it's increasing because of AI. So AI is like a big energy hog, so that's even making it worse. So I wanted my business to be grounded in the things that are important to me, and I thought that in doing so, it would attract people that also are principled and are attracted to those same values. And I want to work with people that I resonate with.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that was in part to, have a business that is in alignment with my values, and also to attract people that have the same similar values.
100%. Some of the best advice I've ever got in business is we're not necessarily just having the clients interview us, but we're interviewing our clients, and
Yes.
we need to make sure that we're in alignment and it's resonance, and what they're doing and what you're doing is cohesive and in alignment, so that when you feel good when you're putting your energy and your time into this project, that it has the output of the good. And especially with being sustainable, I didn't even think about the carbon footprint that the electronic world puts on it. So I mean, that's amazing that you're putting that out there. I don't know of any other website designer that is focused in that. So yay for that is like your niche. That is the thing that what makes you separate from other people, is having that conscious awareness, and then educating people, and then having that drive to work with people that are making a difference. So that's your niche, which is awesome. I think it's important for all of us in business to understand who we can serve and how we can serve them best, and narrow that down so that we really attract the people that are going to be in the high vibrational resonance. It's going to be that business match for us in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. I love that. So personally, as you know, I do retreats, and we've had to put those on pause with my injuries, and we're now learning how to do it virtually. And so, she's helping me create our first virtual retreat. But you personally, have you ever been on a retreat yourself?
Oh gosh, I wish I could say yes, but it's like I'm one of those people that I never really do a lot for myself, and that sounds really bad, but I just don't, and that's really bad. I really should do that, but I'm just not one who would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna
So
spend this
let's
money.
not shit all over yourself. Cancel, clear, delete. What you meant to say is, I haven't carved out the time yet.
Yes.
However, I would like to be able to have more time and make myself a priority in the future, right?
Yes, definitely, because I don't take the time to fill my cup up, and I need to do that, and those sorts of things would be the sort of things that would fill my cup.
Yes. And I know that you've been able to come to a few of my in-person events, which have been kind of like what I would consider little mini
Mm-hmm.
retreats. And so from your experience of the mini retreats, I know we've done some sound healing and yoga. We've experienced a little bit of tarot and candle making magic and things like that. What was like one of your favorite memories of one of the events that you've come to that I've had?
Gosh, what I think really resonated with me. And so I'm an introvert. So it's number one, it's very hard for me to come to those sorts of things because I am so introverted, and it takes a lot for me to be like, okay, I can do this. But what I found is the people there are so warm and so welcoming. And I always remember like, oh gosh, these people are so great. And it feels like so good to be around these people. And that's what I really remember. It's just like being in this very welcoming environment around people that I just love being around.
See, I couldn't have said it better. It really, the retreat that we put on is about holding a safe space and container and allowing everybody to feel comfortable, whether they're extrovert or introvert, that they all feel seen and they all cohesively connect. And I always say that, the people that show up for the event are the ones that are supposed to be there, and there's supposed to be some magic connection of the reason why they're all there together. And so I love that it's the people that you remember and the connections, because that's probably one of my favorite things about retreats as well, is that personal connection you get with everybody, and friends that I've made on retreats and things like that. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, my one of my best friends that I met in a retreat in Switzerland, this summer, Pepper kept me for a month while I was going through my foot recovery. I mean, talk about a best friend to be able to show up for you when literally you can't walk and the chips are down, and she's helping you to
Yeah.
support. Because you find these like-minded, high vibrational people that end up becoming like your soul family, your support system. And I think that that's such a huge benefit of retreats for sure, is that personal connection. I love that. So I always ask people, why save the date? Why do you think that's important for people to save the date when they see an activity or an event or retreat out there? Why do you think it's so important for them to save the date for an event or an activity that they want to go to?
I think it's important to have an action that sort of solidifies your intention. Like you're doing something that is setting that intention. And I think that's really important, because once you set the intention, then you'll unconsciously or consciously work towards fulfilling it. And I think that's really important.
I think so too. I ask everybody that because I do believe that once you have set the date for yourself, you've made the action, you've gotten the ticket or put it into your calendar, then that is setting that intention that you are going to, that you are taking time for you, that you are creating that aligned action, right? Because it's an aligned action step for what you're wanting and what you're calling in and what you're wanting to have forth. So yes, I think that save the dates are so important, and people laugh at me on how I've saved dates, months and years in advance for events. And I'm like, no, because this is going to create the energy that this is all going to happen. And it's been really powerful over the years to get clear with my sacred yes and my knowing. When I see something that goes, oh no, I need to be there, and I put it in my calendar, somehow, people, I'm telling you, it works out. So make sure that when you look at all of my upcoming events, that you save the date, you say that sacred yes for yourself. When you want to create, an update on your website, that you actually go in and schedule it so that you're saving the date, create the aligned action. It's all great if we have great intentions, but unless we have the aligned actions, we're never going to get to that end result.
Yes. And I will mention that on your events, there's a little box where they can add straight to their calendar, little buttons that they can add the event straight to their calendar. So
perfect. I love it. All right, my dear. So final questions that I never give anybody in advance because I want it to be off the cuff. Is, if you could give advice to your little girl self that you learned, like the lessons you learned, like something that was profound that now that you wish you knew then, what would it be? What would be that words of wisdom that you wish someone had told you, your younger self?
let me just ruminate on this
Process.
for a
Yep.
second.
Because
What
I feel like everybody has learned something in their later life, and at one point they go, gosh, I wish I could have known that earlier, or I wish I would have, someone else could have taught me that earlier, and I wouldn't have had to like maybe learn the hard way or go all the way around the learnings, that you would have had some sort of that words of wisdom, then that knowing that you have now that you could have been told at a younger age, that words of wisdom that you feel like really resonated with you.
I don't know about so much words of wisdom, but I wish I could have instilled in my little self confidence and self-assurance and self-love. Like, I would tell her that you are amazing and you will do incredible things. And don't let anyone tell you different.
Yeah. So what if it was possible for you to know all of those lessons and learnings now, and that could potentially get you to that next level and that next stage of your success in your career?
That would be awesome. That would be incredible.
And so that's actually kind of leads into some of the new learnings and coachings that I've been learning about the unconscious mind and conscious mind, and what we didn't have. Like, something happened that we didn't have these skills, and somehow that got buried, and now we're like uncarving them and learning them now. And it's like, wow, what, imagine if I would have had that lesson then, it would have been now. But it's never too late to learn those lessons and to tell yourself and to have that conversation with that little girl. And so that's actually part of some of the inner child work that I'm going to be doing, is having the conversations with our younger selves and parenting them in a different way, and then celebrating that we can do it now, that now is the chance. And there never is an age of how old you can be to learn something new and to learn the lessons and anchor in, and to actually truly become the highest version of yourself with your true potential. Because we can all make the changes and the difference, and we can make a difference in ourselves, which creates then the ripple effect and ripples out to everybody else. So I think that is great words of wisdom, to be confident, to know that you are unstoppable, that there is nothing that can stand in your way, and that you have it all within you. You just forgot that it was part of you. And it's now time to unlock the genius inside, to identify with this new self and this new empowered being. So that's great advice. I love that. So amazing. So everybody, thank you so much for joining my interview series here. It's been so great getting to know the members of Empowering Wellness on a deeper level, and allowing people to share their stories and some of the passions and what they're working in, because you never know what is going on in someone's life. And this is such a powerful way to be able to shine our authentic voices out, tell people what we're doing, what we're offering in the world. And someone who I've talked to every day, I learned something new in the interview. I had no idea we had carbon footprints, and that she is consciously doing her part to be able to help with our future planet. So yay, Tina.
Yay!
So from my heart to yours, much light and love. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye, my dear.